Hi everyone. We are live.
All right.
Sorry, we're a minute late, but we had to Insta story really fast since this is all about Instagram. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm really excited to have my buddy and fellow Bethesda mompreneur, Meredith Forte, with me of Frame Avenue Design. And today we're going to be talking about Instagram tips to help market your business and hopefully drive new customers on this very popular social media channel. And before we dive into that, a little bit of housekeeping. If you are in the Bethesda, Maryland area, I'm having a meetup tomorrow, so would love for you to join us. We're going to be talking about email marketing, which is a hot topic. So I think that we'll have some good content that'll come out of there. And I'm also starting to enroll for my next round of masterminds, hopefully in the August, September timeframe. So if you are interested in masterminding, reach out to me. And of course, as always, if you are looking for coaching, would love to work with you. So email me. Okay, so Meredith and I are going to dive in, and Meredith, people will jump in and out, like I said. We are excited today to talk about Instagram. And first, I am going to tell you my handle, and also, hey, Jenny Shank, long time no see. My handle is at Anj Varma, ANJVARMA. And what's yours?
I am at Frame Master Mayor.
I love that one. As in frame, master, MER. Exactly.
Right.
So you've got to follow Meredith. She does an awesome job on Instagram, which is why I have her here joining us today. So we're going to jump right in. And as always, you guys comment with any questions or anything, and we'll kind of get to them as we are talking. And of course, if you're watching the recap, still comment, because Meredith and I will check back in and respond to any comments throughout the week as well. Okay, so Meredith, tell everyone like the gist of what your business is so that help them understand.
So I do picture framing, wall design, and picture hanging, and I do a lot of gallery walls. And so a lot of my business is creating gallery walls, creating pretty gallery walls for your space, whether it's office, at-home office, bedroom. Anyways, I create a pretty space with pictures, with art.
Yeah, so she actually hung all these awesome quotes behind us, so we wanted to include them in our little backdrop today. Yes. Meredith does, it's a very visual business, right, which is helpful on Instagram.
Yes, I don't necessarily sell anything online. I sell my services. So my face is my brand. So I try and represent on my Instagram has been a very effective tool for me for marketing. It's free marketing, and it gives you exposure. And in my business, there's so much competition. Exposure is so important. So the first thing I kind of really made an effort to do is I looked at my Instagram feed, like I looked at the page, and I wanted to make sure that my posts were consistent. Everything sort of had a clean look. Everything looked tailored. Everything sort of kind of has like a white background. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, sometimes I go off of my plan, but that's because I have something fun to post about an artist or something like that. But most of the time, it's gallery wall feeds. And my point is to sort of inundate people's feed with gallery walls, constantly pushing gallery walls so that people start to notice. I want it to look magazine quality. That's been my thing right now is everything needs to look magazine quality. Like if I was opening a page of House Beautiful, I want to see beautiful houses. If you're going to Frame Master Mayor, you want to see beautiful frames. So that's sort of what I've been modeling in my mind about. So I'm constantly pushing out these concepts or ideas. Most of the pictures I post are my pictures. But some of them, they're not mine. But the idea is to constantly be showing people, exposing people to beautiful things. You've bought stuff off of Instagram. I've bought stuff off of Instagram. People buy pretty things. So you're buying a service that's going to make your home, make your environment pretty. So if you're just consistent in your posts and you post every day and you make your pictures look magazine quality, eventually people are going to look at you and you comment on the right things. Like, I don't need to be friends or following with a frame shop in Ohio. I want to be following my real estate agents, my art connoisseurs, my interior designers, my friend moms. I want to be following them and commenting on them. And
So wait, well, let's back up. Let's back
yeah,
up. So first of all, she was talking about like looking
the
at,
tiles.
right, your grid. I don't know if you can see that, but basically the grid to make sure that everything is kind of consistent
Fluid.
across the board,
Yeah.
right, is your first step.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then images, when you are posting images, you try to be consistent in posting images that are related to the service and the
Related
product.
to my service, and also using the same filter. Always use sort of the same filter. Like I think like it's Claritin or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's the whitish one. I want things to look bright and cheerful.
Okay.
And clean, like magazine quality.
Right.
So I make sure I use the right filters.
And
Yeah.
what about, and you sometimes you'll use other images.
I'll borrow images, but they're mainly for ideas of like, hey, look, I can do that same thing. Like if you like that wall, I'll create it for you.
Right. Okay.
So it's just giving people ideas. A lot of people, honestly, they don't have, and I'm an artist, I'm a creative, so that's what I do, but there's a lot of people, and I totally respect it, that don't have that creative mind, and it's hard. I'm not a office person, and I don't do plumbing. Like, that's not my lane. Like, I stay in my lane, and people who don't have that creative intuition with them, they are searching for people like me or an interior designer to make the space beautiful.
How often do you use hashtags, and have you found those
I don't think I max out my hashtags, but I do use certain specific hashtags, and I put them in the notes section of my phone, the hashtag little paragraph that I use.
Yes.
So I could just copy and paste.
Yeah, so this is a huge thing that when I started doing, was a huge time saver, I think.
Yeah,
if you're posting every day, you want to be able to just copy and paste those same hashtags from your notes. So
I also use sort of like the same saying at the end of each one of my posts. Want a gallery wall especially designed for you? DM me with info about this wall or others. Let's create together, ... And then I go down and there's my hashtag. So it's like, let's create together. Come, join me. Let's make things pretty.
Yeah.
So it's inviting them to be, I'm more of like a down-to-earth person and inviting them to work with me.
Yes.
Please, I want to work with you.
So can you give us an example of like how you found how a customer has found you or reached out to you?
So it's just
Instagram?
it's like a slow grind. It's a matter of just being consistent.
Like everything else.
Everything is just, it takes time to build. But I usually post during car pickup line after school.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting in car pickup line, I got 15 minutes, I'll post something. And I feel like that's when a lot of my clients are on. A lot of moms are sitting in the same car pickup line, doing the same thing. And then I do my research in the evening. So I'll scroll through my feed. And this is what has brought me clients. I'll scroll through my feed and I'll see an interior designer, let's say, who has a picture of a room, like pretty room, and a gallery wall behind it. And all it takes sometimes is just a comment with 3 emojis. Like, hand clap, hand clap, hand clap. That's all it takes. Like, gallery wall, hand clap. Like, that's all it takes. Just do hashtag gallery wall, comment on the hashtag gallery wall, or I love this, hand clap.
Okay.
Like, that's all it takes sometimes. It doesn't have to be too thought out or too in depth. It just has to be as simple as like 3 words and an emoji.
And then what happens
and then
from there?
They see that you comment. Usually, I mean, most people look at who comments. If you're a professional in the service industry, you look at who's commenting. You're like, Frame Master Mayor. And then you click, if you comment, I don't inundate people with comments. Like, I don't stalk them. Like, I just, every time I scroll through, I'll see a cute piece of art or some gallery wall, comment just like a heart eyes emoji.
Yep.
And that's all it takes. And they look at my feed, and then because my feed is consistent and it looks magazine quality, people will see that like I'm serious. Like, I'm not just afraid. I am a frame master, but they're not just seeing that I'm a professional. I'm a professional, and they look at that, and so then like, I love your feed. Thank you so much. And then you strike up conversation.
Is that like them DMing? They'll
DM me. They'll comment, love your feed. And if it's some you have to take the bad with the good. So sometimes it's someone in Russia or somewhere else, and you know that you're not going to sell them anything.
Right.
But if you know that it's a potential client, you just heart their comment, like their comment, and if it's really a serious lead, message them.
Okay.
Go ahead and message them. Or say thanks so much. Comment back, make it public. Thanks so much. Would love to chat more. Let's work together in the future. Let's figure out. It's always like let's figure out how to collaborate. That's a big word. Let's figure out how to collaborate. And being consistent is it takes a while, but people will start to notice. People will start to notice, and I get a lot of people noticing. I would say I average about one client a week. Like striking up conversation.
Like
Following
a
a lead. Yeah, a prospect. And I also, because I'm in the art and framing creative industry, I follow a lot of artists too. And so, because they're potential clients, huge clients, I mean, they get stuff done. So, whenever like an artist, a DC, like it's DC people, whenever, in Bethesda, but this area, the zone, whenever someone posts like an artist that I kind of know, that I kind of really want to work with, I'll comment on them like just something simple like love this and or a lot of sometimes I'll post that's a framer. So they come back to me and say, all right, Mary, I'll get this to you. It's striking up conversation. It's just trying to get noticed, and it sounds kind of shallow, but in this world, in this day and age, it's all about being noticed.
It's all about the hearts and the emojis, apparently.
Yeah, absolutely. So just being consistent with your feed, making it look magazine quality. I do my posting, like I said, in the mid-afternoon, around 4 o'clock, I feel like is when a lot of us are sort of winding down from our day before the dinner onslaught and the activities. There's like a little lull right there. So 3, 4 o'clock I post, and then at night I do my research. So I comment, I go through, it seems silly to people who don't do it, but every night I just go through people's feed. And the one other thing is try and not make sure the people that you follow are way less than the people that are following you. So currently, if you look at my Instagram feed, I think I have around 1,800 people following me, but I only follow 600. Like I said, I don't need to follow my competition. I need to follow the potential client. And because I use it for work, I don't follow inspiring things. Like I follow, like I don't, there's I used to follow like shark discoveries or something like that, and like I don't need to follow that.
Just
like
clutters your feed.
just make your followers or the people you're following like half. So I'm following like 600 something, but I have 1,800 something followers, and it's a big task. It's fun, but knowing that like 1,800 people at least are looking at my feed every day, that's a big deal, and I just want it to consistently grow.
Yes,
I got #goals.
Yeah.
And so
So when you're doing your research, it's mainly with the people who you're already following, or you're also using hashtags to find people?
I don't really do that anymore because I don't want to increase the amount of people that I'm following too much. But I'll look at like one of my artist friends will post something and they'll tag one of their artist friends in it, and I'll click on them and I'll sort of and I follow them. It's all about just getting noticed. About just getting noticed.
Okay, so let's recap that, and then I want to go on to Insta stories.
Right, stories.
Basically, magazine quality images, having consistency with a filter or the same kind of look and feel. Sounds like you post daily.
Daily, and I try. Nobody's
time.
perfect, and I try and keep up with my Insta stories too. But nobody's perfect. I try and post daily, but sometimes things happen.
Yeah, and you find 4 o'clock. I also find like late night seems to get a lot of.
We all sort of have like little time slots where like we found a good time. Like Sunday nights at 9 p.m.
Oh, Sunday nights are the best. They always get the most likes.
But you can also, if you do have a business page, I don't follow it too much, but if you do have like an Instagram business page, you can click on your analytics and it will tell you that day what is the best time to post.
Okay.
I don't follow it too much because I'm more
Whenever
go by the wind, person. But it will say, 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 1 p.m. Like on weekends, I try and post in the morning. I don't know. I have a vibe of how I like to do things.
Yeah.
But if you're unsure, start with that and see how that goes, and then you'll sort of find your way too.
And you have found that customers or prospects or people to work together, it's mainly commenting on their feed and starting the dialogue.
Yeah, and it's not anything major. You're not typing paragraphs. It's just like, hey, love this. Yeah. That's it.
Because I don't know about you guys out there, but I I look at everybody who comments on my
Right,
feed.
I do too.
Yeah,
It's
you want to know
important.
who is doing
And
it.
you should heart it. I mean, unless they're literally from Russia and you have no intention on selling to them. I usually, and you'll get a lot of spam sort of stuff, like get free followers. I had a run there. I was getting a lot of comments to say get free followers, and then a link to their. It's silly.
Yeah.
So just stay in your lane. Focus on making everything look magazine quality, and just be consistent. Be consistent and find a good schedule for your posting and your research that works for you. My downtime is at night when I'm in bed at 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
and I'm watching TV, and during commercial breaks I just research.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
comment.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on now to and put the hashtags in the notes. I think that's
Put the hashtags in the notes, and I have a little saying. Let's create together. I run, I do the Instagram for a workout studio, and it's let's work out together.
Yeah.
And create a relationship with people, even if they don't know you're in a relationship. You're in a relationship. Love me.
Okay, so let's go to Insta Stories because
All right.
Meredith does. You should follow her if you want examples of Insta Stories because she does an awesome job of this.
All right. So I don't post every day. I don't do Insta Stories every day, but I try like when the creative juices just hit me. Or if I'm having a particularly busy day framing. A lot of stuff I do is not that Instagram worthy.
Wait, but this is why I love Insta Stories.
Right.
Because I feel like what I do, and I think this is what you do too, is like Instagram, I try to make these beautiful one picture posts that are like filtered and edited and then with Insta Stories, it's much more of like, hey, here's what's going on today.
Behind the
doesn't
scenes
have to
look
be, yes.
of
And
what
it
you
doesn't have to
do.
be like beautiful.
No, it does
It's
not
more
have to
real.
be full. But also use the same filter. If you swipe right or left, you can use the same filters, and I swipe 1, 2 to the right, and it has like the same as like the Claritin sort of filter.
Interesting.
You can use all these crazy filters for my pictures on Instagram. I mean on Insta Stories. But there's 2 things that I do with Insta Stories. Number 1, I am not like religious in posting Insta Stories every day. My life isn't that exciting that like all these things are going on. Sometimes it's just running around. Which isn't very exciting, but you can create an Insta story off of just running around. You take the boomerang and you do your feet walking down the sidewalk. Busy day today. Done. It's so easy. If you have cute shoes on, just like your feet. I take a lot of pictures of feet. It's very bizarre.
For those of you starting out on Insta Stories, the boomerang I think is like probably the easiest way to start.
A little video.
Yeah, people love it, and you can be doing anything quick back and forth, like cheersing your drinks or anything. Yeah,
anything. And there's also what is it? There's so many things you can do on it. You can take pictures, but what I also if I'm having a busy day and I'm hanging lots of pictures, I'll try. If I'm hanging pictures, I take a picture of my feet with the hammer and the tape measure, and I'm like. Just hang in, like that kind of thing, and I make sure the filter's good, and I usually put the place of like Bethesda, like I tag it with the place, Bethesda, Maryland, and sometimes if you tag it like Bethesda, Maryland or Shaw, DC, Bethesda, Maryland actually will repost your Insta story if you tag it, not like at Bethesda, Maryland, but you do your location on Insta story, they will repost. Bethesda, Maryland will repost in their Insta story. I've had to have one a couple of times. It's just interesting. Also with Insta stories, a lot of people can't really do it on the fly. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but with Insta stories, if you swipe up, you can see the tile. I think actually they have a gallery now, but you can use pictures. Like I just took a picture of Angelina and I don't have time to post it right now on Insta stories, so I'm going to do it later. And I'm going to add cute filters and cute captions and tag her and take the time to do it right.
Wait, I'll show you because this is like if you don't know how to do this, then you want to know how to do it.
Yeah.
So on your, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but on your Insta stories, you're going to swipe up and then there's all the pictures. But it's
only from the past 24 hours.
Right. So you have to do it within the 24 hours. But that's what I do a lot now too because you might not have time in the moment, but like you want to capture it. And also if you select the time settings stamp on Insta Stories, it's going to put the time of when you took the picture, not of when you load it. Yeah. So if you pick the little smiley face and you pick time, even if you post it at 7 o'clock at night, it'll show too.
Busy day. It's
Oh, okay. Are you back?
So, if I'm not having a super busy day and there's not much of me hanging or framing or designing, that's when you sort of get creative. Um, so sometimes like nothing's really going on, so I will literally like let's say this is my studio with all my frame samples on it. I will take my boomerang and I will just do this. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, folks. It's just simple. It's very exciting. It's very exciting stuff. But you just have to get creative. I'll take a frame sample and I'll just do this. You know,
Yeah.
making a draw. And I'm noticing in the Insta stories, you can see who's watching them. I don't know about personal pages, but for business pages, I can see who's watching my stories. And it is all the right people that I want watching. I mean,
And I also find that for my Insta stories, I have a lot of people watching who don't like my normal Instagram. So I feel like it's almost a different audience.
Right.
Like some is overlapping, but some is different. Like
Some is
some people, I
different.
think, only watch Insta stories.
Insta stories.
They don't really scroll through their feed. So you kind of want to be in both places.
Right.
And
Right.
I find I love Insta stories, and I think once you start thinking in that mindset, I do too many now because I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect.
Right.
But like, I'll do everything from, I don't know, clinking glasses when we're cheersing. At Kidville today, we had 1 million strollers, so I
Right.
showed that. Like, I would never put that on my feed, but it's a cute Insta story.
Right.
Like, stroller traffic jam, you know?
Right.
Um,
Exactly. So another key to Insta stories that I started getting me.
we keep losing.
All right, there we
Sorry,
go.
guys.
All right. So I
Are you
started.
still there? Will somebody comment and just confirm? I
Hello,
think you're still there,
hello.
hopefully.
I started looking at companies that I like. So I started looking at SoulCycle, for instance, or Solid Core. And really SoulCycle, I love their marketing. I love how their Insta stories, I noticed they weren't just pictures. I was like, oh my God, how do you not pictures? Hey, Karen.
Oh, good. Thanks, Karen. I just wanted to make sure you guys were there.
So I started noticing, I looked at people that I sort of admire their marketing skills in. And like SoulCycle was like made essentially a story within their story. So I'll do like, so the other day I did gallery walls galore. And I just had 10,
I loved it.
6 to 10 images of gallery walls. I do these mock-up gallery walls as like an idea for clients, or if a client needs a wall done, I give them like 3 different examples of gallery wall layouts that I can create for them. So I just did gallery walls galore, and then like swipe, and it was all different gallery walls. And then I just at the end want a gallery wall especially designed for you. Just so simple. Especially designed for you, contact me, link in bio, and then I tag myself in it, and so they can easily click on @FrameMasterMare, and then it links it back to my Instagram page, and then hopefully to my website.
So this is the thing. I think only business Insta stories can be clicking a link in it.
Oh, really?
I don't think you can do that on the personal yet.
Okay.
But
Well, we're talking business.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I looked at, let's just say, SoulCycle. I noticed that they were having more advertisements. So I made, or should I reveal the app?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So there's this app that I love. It's called Rana Designs, RHONNA Designs. And so it's basically, I'm a Photoshop person, so it's like Photoshop. I have Photoshop on my phone, but this is more of like a graphic design sort of app for your phone. So you click in Rana Designs, and they have, I think you might $1.99 or you pay for it, and it comes with all these graphics that you can use and all these fonts that you can use. So I started thinking, okay, I can do this, and I was like, I just started messing around with it one night while I was researching. And there's like just a chevron pattern. A chevron pattern to me is like my favorite pattern because it's frame samples. So I use a chevron pattern, and then I'll say something like, hey, guess what? And then you tap right, and then it's like, I'll say something else, and then tap right. And so it keeps people drawing towards like your end, like let's create together. Like
So
you
like if
drawing
you
it
wonder
out.
how people do those posts with the pretty handwriting or taking, let's say, a stock image or one of your images and overlaying writing, like
Right.
all of that can be done
On Rana
in
Designs.
Rana Design.
It's amazing. So you
And
click
also,
on,
one thing with Insta Stories, you have to be vertical. It's
yeah,
a much different picture.
yeah.
You can't take a picture horizontal, and even your vertical picture has to be like this.
Yeah, it's still, even if you even if you take the picture with your regular iPhone camera and you swipe up and put it into your Instagram stories, it still crops it a little bit.
So Rana Designs.
Rana Designs. So I will take a square picture, I did a gallery wall in my living room. It was a blue gallery wall with a blue background, and it was a square picture, and I wanted to make it long. So I went into Rana Designs. I clicked on my camera roll, that picture in my camera roll, but at the bottom of Rana Designs, they have different size pictures that you can have. So instead of doing square or, 8 by 10, it has one that literally says phone.
It's amazing.
That's the one you want. So you click on your image, and then you click what size you want it to be. You say phone, and you can shrink it and make it a square. And it has a white at the top, white at the bottom, but the white at the top, white at the bottom leaves you room to write. I just feel like
it your logo or anything.
Exactly. It looks cleaner when you sort of do that in Raw Designs first, and then you swipe up and put them into your Instagram stories. The Instagram stories are sort of limited with font size and style. I'm not like a huge fan of the style of font, but I mean it's great. It's fine. But the Rana Designs gives you all these different font ideas, and there's so many graphics that you can use just to create sort of like just get in that mindset, create an advertising campaign. Now, mind you, it's only going to be up for 24 hours.
Yeah, so that's, I think, the negative. I mean, I guess it's a positive because then you don't have to worry so much about making it beautiful.
Right.
Because it disappears.
It disappears. But you can also, if it's on your phone,
you can save it.
You can save it, and there is a way to reuse stuff, even if it hasn't been 24 hours. Some things as simple as editing the photo. So you take an old Instagram story image that you use, and you can edit it, like you put it into Photoshop and just do one thing to it.
And then
it'll reappear as a fresh picture in your camera roll.
Okay. So if you're starting out, definitely follow Frame Master Mara because she'll give you good examples. And like she said, follow other people who are either in your industry or who are just inspirational.
Yeah, don't be afraid to look at other people. Like, look at your competitors. I mean, who is your competition? Look and see, why are they successful? Look and see what they're doing particularly that you think is pretty and that's gaining them followers, gaining them business. It's really not about following and liking it. It's how to make money from it.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. Like, we can all follow and like people. Yeah, I like you, I hurt you.
Yeah.
No, it's about trying to figure out a way to turn that into sales.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. And it's working.
And it's working, but it's not like, I'm not perfect. I'm not consistent. There'll be days when I just I can't.
Yes.
My creative juices are done for today.
And like you said, it is a long-term strategy.
It's a long-term strategy. Be consistent. Not necessarily with the time that you post, but make sure you post every day. Try and post every day. I know that if I post at night, if I skip that day and I try and recover by posting at 9 or 10 at night, it's not gonna get as many likes.
And I see a drop in followers.
Yeah.
When you don't post every day.
I know, so that's why it's sort of addicting.
It is addicting.
Because you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh my god, I got 10 followers last night.
No, definitely.
Mind you, they're probably all from Russia and Australia. But whatever, it's having a lot of followers, it gives you street cred. It gives when people look at your Instagram. Now, I'm not in the 20,000 or 2,000 range, but someday I hope to be there. But it gives you, when people of importance or clients that you could get business from click onto your Instagram page and they see that they don't. If you have 200 followers, they're just gonna be like,
Right. It definitely gives you credibility.
Yeah, it gives you street cred as I am real and I am serious about my business.
And I have a blog post up at anjalivarma.com with 3 types of Instagram posts that are sure to get you some likes. likes, so get you some heart love. So you'll want to check that out based on kind of what I've posted. I'll give you a sneak peek of one, but basically people love quotes.
Yeah.
So anytime you do a quote post and you do the right hashtags, I feel like you get a lot of likes, and you can just make it text, or you can make it pretty on backgrounds, like a gallery wall with a quote or whatever it is that's related to your industry.
Rana Designs has great backgrounds.
Yeah. So if you're starting out, like I always do at least a quote a week, usually a Monday motivation of some sort. But check out my blog post, anjalivarma.com, for more on the types of posts that drive likes. Any other, before we close out, Meredith, any other apps or that you use, or is Rana Designs the main one?
Rana Designs, honestly.
I use Visco.
Yeah, and Dana uses Canva. I mean, people have I just found that this is the one that really, really works for me. It has great stock images that you can use. Yeah. So I don't think I have any more apps.
Okay.
I really just use that.
And her feed is beautiful. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's answer Karen's question here. Do you guys know if there is a source app to help find the most relevant hashtags for your business beyond the most obvious ones, which normally have too many posts?
I think you can Google that. Honestly, I think you can Google that. I've done it before.
Yeah, because you are right, Karen. If you when you type in, you'll see the number of people who have hashtagged that. And if it's like in the millions, then usually you're not going to show up if people do look at that hashtag.
So there's a happy medium. Yeah, there's a happy medium. Again, imagine you're like average perfect client and get in their shoes. When they're looking at other people's hashtags, you want it to sort of be localized. Like I can do gallery walls for people in other states, but I'm more of like a service local person, DC local person. So if someone has I don't know how many hashtags gallery wall has, but you just want to make sure that it's not like overly hashtagged, because you're not going to show up in a lot of feed.
Yeah.
Like 10 to 50,000 is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it is over 1 million, fine. I mean, because gallery wall is my
you need
that I need to have that hashtag.
Yeah.
But I hashtag like a boss. Look at my hashtags. I did do research.
Yeah, I would say, to answer that question also, Karen, is look at some of your competitors.
Yeah, look at
the industry that they're in, and look and see what hashtags that they're currently using, because likely they've done the research, and why reinvent the wheel.
But twist it your way. Do a little twist on it and make it yours. And you can also make up a hashtag and start using it. I found Creative Space, I love it, is a good hashtag. But yeah, look at your competitors, see what they're hashtagging, and literally Google it. I think there's search engine things that you can type in your business, like the thing for your business, and it will come up with like top 100, top 10, top 50 hashtags. I've done it before.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are there any other questions out there before Meredith and I sign off? Again, we're doing email marketing tomorrow in Bethesda, so
I will be there.
If you would like,
I'm bringing all my friends.
Oh, yeah, I like that. And then next month, I think I've lined up a speaker for SEO, search engine optimization, some tips to be able to do it for your site on your own. So stay tuned for that. And
thanks, Karen.
Okay, Brooke. So would you say it's best to create your own what? Hashtag?
I mean, I think it's a great, if you're going to do the slow grind to build up your Instagram, it does not hurt to create your own hashtag. I know a few companies that have their own hashtag, and I sort of use it in my mind, and
well, because also it helps you to find all of your, it's kind of cool, if you, I've started doing Mompreneur Tribe, and I've been trying to do it in every post, and if I have other people posting it, then you can type in your own hashtag if it's creative enough, and it's just going to bring up everything related to you, right? And so it's kind of a cool way to aggregate all of your information, I would say, too.
Yeah.
So do your own hashtag, I think, is great, but the way to get more followers is definitely to do ones that other people are searching for.
Yeah, Brooke, I do hashtag Frame Avenue. So yeah, absolutely do your business name. hashtag whatever your business is. That way, I mean, when you click on hashtag Frame Avenue, it's all me. And it's basically the same page as my Instagram page.
Right.
But yeah, it's just why not? I mean, you get like 30 hashtags.
Yeah, you get 30, so as long as you can fit however many in that 30,
many
right?
you want. And I always like to do, like, I'm trying not to group them with my paragraph of content. Like, I do the ... the bullets down. Or you can put them in a separate comment. I've put them in a separate comment before. I haven't found like it did anything for me, so I just do it with
I've actually heard
words.
Don't do it in a separate comment because you want it to be immediately when you post, and even that pause, whatever, can kind of
affect your
affect your
who's seeing it.
Yeah,
exactly. Your exposure.
Okay, Karen, do the boomerang little videos show up only as Insta stories or as a regular? No, so you can
save them. Yeah,
so you can do it in, well, Boomerang is its own app, so you could either use the Boomerang app to record one of those little things and then post it on Instagram, or what I do now is go to Insta Stories, slide to Boomerang, record my little video, and then hit save at the bottom, and it saves it in your camera roll, and then you upload that into your Instagram feed. Was that?
Yeah, I think that was,
and then you upload that into your Instagram feed, so that's how you can then use the Boomerang on your Insta feed in addition to the Insta Stories.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I like sometimes to even put in the captions that I would in an Insta Story, and then save that and post that in my Instagram feed.
Yeah, you can do a Boomerang as a Insta Story or as a post. You can use it for whatever, but cross promoting Insta Stories and Instagram on your same page. It's the more the merrier. It's all about exposure. Keep exposing yourself. And what
I love for Meredith is that like she actually gets clients from Instagram. Right. Like, she's driven sales, so it can work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do the bullets do, Brooke? Okay. So basically, what Meredith and I both I think do is we post the caption underneath Instagram. We do a bunch of spaces. And then we do a ... just to kind of separate the caption from the hashtags, because the hashtags are kind of obnoxious and annoying. So having the space with the bullets kind of indicates a separation of the two.
It looks pretty, and that's what it's about, making sure everything looks pretty.
Yes.
Look at everybody else's stuff, it's so shallow. Look at all the popular people and see what they're doing, and don't be shy, mimic. But with your own twist, mimic what they're doing.
And also think about people who you are either like want to be like or looking up to, and go into their feed and see everyone they're following. Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So you can go in and see who they're following to know who you should be following. And
shameless. It's all shameless.
It's all voyeurism and stalking.
Yes, doing it for the gram. That's what it's about. Always just drawing hype towards yourself, getting any sort of exposure.
And also being mindful of which posts are working and which aren't. So I will know, like, when I've driven people to the Mompreneur Tribe and, like, people are joining from my posts, I know those are posts and or hashtags and or captions that resonate more, so I want to do more of those kind of things.
It's crazy when you look back and you're like, oh my God, that
worked. Yeah, I know. Okay, so any other question? You always wondered, and now you know the answer. Are there any other Insta questions for us before we sign off? Definitely follow Frame Master Mayor and @Ange Varma. I would love if you try any of the tips we provided today. Like, tag us. I want to see it.
Yeah, tag us. I will be at the Mompreneur Meetup tomorrow morning, so I would love to hear any feedback that you guys have. If you tried anything, or if you have any questions, we'll both be there. So please.
Yeah, and comment if you're watching the replay, which I know a lot of people do. If you have questions and or comments, we would love to hear from you that way. If not, I'm going to be not doing a live next week for 4th of July, but I will be back the week after. I think I'm going to be doing time management. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I hope to see you at the meetup. And if you are not subscribed to my newsletter, do it. I provide a lot more tips on there too. AnjaliVarma.com. And thank you so much, Meredith.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you guys next, or maybe not next week, but
see you tomorrow.
Yes.